Yes, hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ergonomics and Facilities Planning for Hospitality. This is week 2. Facilities planning is crucial in the hospitality industry, not just for the guests, but also for the staff from different departments that will be using the facilities. Okay? So remember guys, napakadami nating department sa hotel. Okay? So kailangan synchronize lahat yan. In relation to ergonomics from lesson 1, which explains the importance in following the right procedures, usage, maintenance, and placement of equipment and other facilities in order to avoid any physical risk that may occur from the misplacement of facilities. The design of the facility should be planned carefully into a well-designed and well-maintained facilities, which is the key element of its business guests desire a safety and comfortable environment on which to conduct business, entertain, relax, dine, and sleep. The hotel, motel, or restaurant is their home away from home, and they usually want to be better than home. Involvement of hospitality managers will with facilities take several forms. The entire department use the facilities relying on proper equipment and system to perform their duties. Department heads may be consulted for ideas concerning the design of any new facilities. They are also often involved in their planning for occupying with renovations. Meetings of their executive committee at most hotels place department heads in formal contact with the engineering managers. Managers also have day-to-day involvement with maintenance and engineering departments as they use its services. For our purposes, the terms engineering department and maintenance department will generally be used interchangeably. The role of facilities in the hospitality industry. Facilities plays an important role in meeting guest needs. They are in essence the manufacturing plant in which the service and products that the guest purchases are created and delivered and generally consumed. But guests usually focus less on the facilities than on what it produces. A safe and comfortable environment, services and amenities. It is the facilities that enables us to produce the product. The equipment and the element of facility are the production tools of the hospitality industry. The maintenance of operation is responsible for ensuring that the building and its equipment and system operate in a manner that enables the staff to perform its tasks and allows the guests to have a satisfying experience. So later, I will show you a video regarding this, kung paano nangyayari yun sa malaking hotel yung operations, kung paano synchronize between the engineering department or what you call the maintenance, from housekeeping, from front office, makikita yan, pati sa sa kitchen, kung paano sila well synchronized, no? Kasi konektado each department. Costs associated with hospitality facilities. Hospitality facilities are associated with several types of costs. They must be developed and constructed. Once occupied, they must be operated, and eventually they must renovate and modernize. Each of steps involves its own kinds of expenses, the cost of development and construction. The facilities of modern hospitality industry vary greatly. Budget and economy lodging operations have relatively simple physical plan. A convention, resort, and luxury properties may resemble small cities in their complexity. Such differences in complexity and in the overall luxury level of finishes and furniture contribute significantly to the difference in the construction cost of various types of facilities. A large luxury property could cost several hundred million. The maintenance, operation, and renovation of these multi-million facilities are ultimately entrusted to the engineering staff. Lagi nyo nakikita, naririnig yung engineering staff. No? So later makikita nyo kung bakit ka ba. The cost of operation. Following the construction of the facility, there will be ongoing costs associated with its operations. The two primary categories on the operating or income statement containing the cost of facilities operations are the property operation and maintenance, or what we call the POM, and the energy account. POM account includes all labors and fringe benefits in the maintenance department, maintenance supplies and expendables, and all contract maintenance costs. Labor and fringe benefits are usually about one half of the POM expenditure. The energy accounts include electricity, fuel, steam, and water. The major element of energy expenditure is electricity, accounting for approximately 70% of total energy cost. Fuel includes such items as natural gas, oil, and propane. Water cost includes potable drinkable water purchase, and sewage charges. So nakikita nyo naka-classify. So pag magpaparenovate kayo ng kina-classify pa sila. So magkakaiba yung pasahod mo, iba yung sa mga um, gumagastos ka ng kuryente, ng tubig. Yan. Alam nyo, sa US kasi, sa ibang bansa, very strict sila. No? Lalo na yung sa mga sewage charges, sewage control. Dito sa atin, sa Pilipinas, minsan pag may problema ka, no, ito yung maling kalakaran na ginagawa eh. Pag may problema sa application mo, no, sa renovation, bibigay ka lang, mag-aabot ka lang, magiging okay na yung application mo. So yun yung mga nangyayari dito unlike sa ibang bansa. Okay? The facilities manager often oversees the basic renovation and sometimes perform this task with property staff. In addition, he or she provides input on large renovation equipment replacement considering capital expenditures and ongoing maintenance, energy cost. The facility manager may easily be responsible for spending 15 to 20% of the property total's revenue. So napakamahal, no? Napakalaking gastusin. Okay? The impact of facility design on facility management. The facility design will clearly dictate the scope of the facility management function. The role of facility design in this regard may be highlighted by focusing attention on the following factors: facility components, facility layout, materials, methods and types of construction, equipment, system. So nakita nyo, yan yung mga kailangan. Mukha lang silang napakagandang pakinggan pero kung sa atin, no, ano ba yung materials? Mga kahoy, methods, ano bang gagawin dyan? Bubuhusan ba yan ng puro? No? Ano mga equipment na kailangan? Kailangan ng mixer, no? Mga ganon. Okay? So mukha lang magandang tingnan. Pero kung sa layman's term, yung tinatawag na canto word or ano, yun yung mga ibig sabihin. Okay, the cost of renovation and modernization. The 9 to 13% of lodging revenue spent on energy and POM does not represent the only expenditure on the facilities. Some expenditures in other departments, such as housekeeping, involves the facility as well. One allocation which clearly involves the facility is the reserve for replacement. Okay, this is allocation is generally 3 to 4% of total revenue, although a lower amount is sometimes used in the first couple of years after opening because it takes time to begin making a profit. During this time, the reserve may have to be funded from working capital. The reserve is used to fund the replacement of various elements of the facility and the purchase of some new equipment. Okay, number one, component layouts and materials. The facility components will clearly dictate the needs of facility maintenance, renovation, and operation. The presence of recreational facilities, kitchens, foods, and beverage outlets, convention space, meeting rooms, and extensive landscape grounds will all create maintenance needs. The facilities Facility layout also affects maintenance needs. Okay? The two is method and types of construction. The methods of construction used for a building will affect maintenance, renovation, and operation. If the building is well constructed, the maintenance manager duties will focus primarily on maintenance. However, if the method used in construction were substandard, the maintenance manager may fairly quickly be forced into construction business. Actual examples of substandard construction and its sequential includes, but unfortunately are not limited to the following. For example, is a poorly installed roof soon began to leak. Poor construction of the exterior skin of a hotel. A new urban hotel was built with knockdown door frames rather than one-piece door frames. So, yun. Ang problema kasi natin, kapag yung contractor na nakuha mo, mas pinapriority niya na kumita, magkapera compared sa magbigay ng magandang serbisyo. Okay? So, nagiging substandard yung mga materyales na gagamitin. For example, gagawa ka ng magandang pintuan. No, ang budget dyan is, sabihin mo na sa hotel, sabihin mo na 50,000. Magandang ano. Pero ang gagawin mo lang is 15,000. So, kumita ka ng 35,000. So, ang anong gagawin mo? Gagamit ka ng mumurahing kahoy para sa 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 door na gagawin mo. So, ano nangyari? Imbis na yung binayaran mo na 50,000, sana, na good for 10 to 20 years, baka yung 15,000 pong hanggang 5 years lang siya. So, ganun nangyari. Nagkakaroon ka ng problema. So, napaka-importante kapag pipili ka ng contractors mo, yung maayos, legitimate, tsaka yung alam mo nang may magandang history. Okay? So, kahit saang department yan, magpagawa ka ng bahay, no, renovations, whatever. Equipment. The equipment installed at the facility will have an impact on the need of maintenance. Equipment concerns that will affect maintenance and operating needs involve such as issues as equipment durability, lifetime repairability, efficiency, and accessibility. Okay? So, ang problema naman natin sa hotel operations, no? Yung tinatawag natin durability. Okay? Siyempre, tumatagal ba yan? Okay? Hindi lahat ng gamit, no? Walang gamit na lifetime. Okay? Kaya nga may pumapasok ng repairability. Kayang ayusin. Pwedeng hanggang kaya pang ayusin yan sa hotel, aayusin nila yan. Pero, tingnan nyo din, kung sa tingin nyo yung cost ng repair nyo, halos the same na dun sa cost of brand new, magpaparepair ka pa ba? So, bibili ka lang ng bago. Kasi, kung nagamit mo na yung equipment mo for more than 10 to 15 years, nasulit mo na siya. Okay? Kung ipa-repair mo siya, mas additional 5 years, 20 years, no? Sobra-sobra na siya. Pero kung bibili ka ng bago, at least sigurado ka yung first 10 years mo, walang magiging problema. Okay? Durability and lifetime. Some equipment is clearly designed with a throwaway mindset. Example, yung light bulb. Okay? Hindi naman sila habang buhay. Ang light bulb, di ba? Kung mabibili kayo sa sa mga malls, sabihin nila, sir, warranty 1 year. Mapundi yan, papalitan. Okay? So hanggang 1 year lang yung durability and lifetime nila. Repairability. The repairability of equipment involves several issues. Some equipment can be repaired by property staff, while other equipment clearly requires the service of specially trained mechanics. Siyempre, ang gusto naman ng mga yan, kunwari, kondura na aircon, gusto nila ang magre-repair din yan, kondura lang din. Okay? Na technician. Hindi pa pwedeng Colin na brand, hindi pwedeng Carrier. Okay? So, hindi pwedeng iba-iba. Kasi nagtitrain ang mga ang kanya-kanyang mga business establishment na kanilang mga technicians. Okay? Efficiency. Selecting equipment with efficiency in mind involves being aware of life cycle implications of equipment decision. Some pieces of equipment have operating costs per year that are 2 or 4 times their purchase price. Accessibility. Accessibility to equipment is essential to ensuring proper maintenance. A few years ago, one of the major Auto manufacturing built an auto that require partial removal of the motor in order to change spark plug. Yun. So bago ka bumili, make sure na madali siyang ayusin. Okay? Hindi yung napaka-complicated. No? Next. Ayan. Ito yung isang example. No? So, dyan mo makikita kung ano yung lifespan. So, at least may idea ka. Eh kung 50 years of operational kayo at okay pa siya, edi, di ba? Sobrang-sobrang okay na. So, para ma-prevent mo yung mga disaster o magkaroon ng problema o mas malaking maintenance problem, kailangan gumawa ka ng ganitong tabulation para at least alam mo kung ano yung mga i-maintain mo. Okay? The fourth one is system. The types of system found in a building with clearly affect facility management needs. Older buildings that provide heat through steam system call for individual familiar with maintenance of this type of equipment. Local codes may even require such buildings to have one-site boiler operation. Newer facilities more often use hot water as the heat distribution medium, reducing the needs of maintenance in general and for the boiler operations. Okay? So bago tayo mag-proceed, no? So I want to show you a video. No? Kanina ang topic na pinag-uusapan natin is regarding renovation. So para makita nyo kung gaano ba kagastos, gaano ba paano ba yung renovation pagdating sa room. So syempre yung mga outdated na rooms, no? Lalo na kapag mayroon kang hotel na sobrang luma na, kailangan i-update mo siya kasi sa ating hospitality, laging updated or modernized. So ito yung isang example ng renovation pagdating sa room. Okay? Let's watch this. So nakita nyo, from old to modernization, okay? PowerPoint. Okay. Next is management responsibilities. The hospitality manager primary goal is to make profit by supplying a product and or services to customer at a price that exceeds cost. Given the need of facility in which to pursue this goal, the various costs associated with the facility, and the other roles fulfilled by facility outlined earlier. It should be clear that managing the facility well is potentially important contributor to profitability. In this regard, it is useful to think of management responsibilities as involving the following: the control of maintenance and energy costs, the protection of owner's investment, the creation of working environment that result in efficient operation of all departments, the operation of the maintenance area in a way that contributes positively to the guest experience, a continued attention to safety concerns related to building grounds, equipment, and operational procedures, contractual responsibilities spelled out in management contracts and franchise agreements. Okay? So yun yung mga duties nila. Management contracts and franchise agreement. Management contracts may require management to fund reserves for future maintenance and repairs needs, to solicit the owner's approval before making building-related expenditures, and to report to owners regarding how funds are used. So, kailangan tatanong mo muna kasi napakamahal pagdating ng renovation o kung ano man yung ipapakonstruct mo. Okay? May improvement sa inyong facilities. The management contract will generally contain provisions specifically assigning responsibility for the operator to perform repairs, replacements, and improvements. So, kailangan identified, guys. No, hindi pwede yung sabi mo lang, papalitan yung bulb dito sa area na to, lahat pinalitan. So, napaka-costly. Hindi naman dapat lahat. Franchise agreements also establish imports requirements for property, operation, and maintenance. Most franchisors require that facilities be developed and operated in accordance with the franchisor operating manuals. These manuals establish minimum standards and requirements for constructing equipment, furnishing, supplying, operating, maintaining, and marketing the establishment. Okay, so before we proceed for your activities, so here we have another video of paano yung mga preventive maintenance, okay? Ito, yung mga kailangan gawin. Okay? So itong video nito naka-specify to no sa room, okay? Let's watch this.
The guest room represents a guest's most direct and personal experience of your property. The clean appearance of the room, the good condition of its fixtures and furniture, and the dependability of its features and appliances are what define a guest's overall impression of that experience. Between ongoing repairs and emergencies, a maintenance engineer's day is already busy. But devoting a few hours out of a few days per week to guest room inspection and preventive maintenance will help to prevent many of those repairs and emergencies in the first place. The key thing is just to get started. Put together a toolkit with your most useful tools. Some operations use a bucket or tool belt. For larger repairs, you may want to prepare a work cart with shelves for supplies or spare parts. It doesn't have to be perfect at first. Develop a checklist of items to inspect at each guest room. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect to start with. You'll get a better idea after a few rooms. But here's a comprehensive sample checklist to start. Begin where the guest begins, at the entrance and doors. Check the function and ease of use for the key or key card system. The lock set should read on the first swipe. Also check for a battery low light indicator. The door should be checked to ensure it automatically closes and completely latches from about a 65-degree opening dimension. Check the latching by pushing against the closed door to see if it opens. Does the door squeak or need lubrication? If so, lightly apply some WD-40 to the spring-loaded hinges. Check the deadbolt and the latches. Make sure the hallway viewer is clear. Make sure the rack rate card and the fire evacuation plan are inspected and up to date. Don't forget to check the connecting door if there is one, the appearance, finish, deadbolt, hinges, and doorstop. Move on to the walls, fixtures, and artwork. Look for any damage, scratches, or stains to the walls. Make sure any artwork or other fixtures are mounted securely. Examine the seams of wallpaper, if any, to make sure it is sealed and flat. Check the moldings and the baseboards. One problem area engineers often overlook is directly above them. the ceiling. Stains, cracks, gouges, and voids are easier to repair these days with the use of acoustical sealing texture in a spray can or in a manual pump. We'll show an example in our repair section.
Okay, so that's an example. Pero yun, maintenance yun guys for a room. So ito naman, ito yung gusto ko talagang makita nyo is ito yung ano ba yung operation during sa malalaking hotel. Kasi yun siguro maliit lang. Pero pag malaking hotel na yung pinag-uusapan natin, ito yung different operational na makikita nyo. So kaya nga, bago ko i-play, naalala nyo yung sabi ko, laging naririnig yung maintenance or engineering department. No, dito makikita mo kung gaano kalaki, kung gaano ka-effective ang engineering department. No? So let's watch this video, guys, before we proceed for your activity.
Mohegan Sun Resort, Uncasville, Connecticut. With a staggering 1,200 bedrooms across 325,000 square meters of floor space, this is one of the biggest hotels in the world. Here they have to cater for about 2,000 guests a day, and each of those guests expects first-class service. The hotel is bigger than many small towns, and running it is a logistical nightmare. 5 a.m. Friday morning. The guests are still asleep, and all seems tranquil at the front desk. But hidden from view beneath the hotel, there's a sprawling underground world which is alive with frenzied activity. The bellboys and receptionists represent a tiny fraction of the colossal workforce needed to run a mega hotel. Keeping this megalopolis running takes an army of 10,000 workers. That's right, 10,000 people, making sure you have clean towels and buttered toast. Up in room 101, Julia is looking forward to her morning shower. Back at home, Julia knows that if she's third in line for the shower, the water will be stone cold. But when she's staying at a fancy hotel, she expects a good hot shower even if she's number 2,000 in the queue. And heating enough water for more than 1,000 synchronized showers is a serious challenge. Having an extra big water boiler just won't do the trick. What you really need is this. It looks more like an underfloor oil refinery. It is in fact a 5-star power station. These 4 giant high-pressure boilers produce 60,000 pounds of steam every hour. Forced up by its own pressure, the steam surges through pipes into a heat exchanger, which brings the hot water up to 60 degrees Celsius. Chief Engineer Dan Webster is responsible for keeping these boilers running 24 hours a day. You can never deprive a guest of hot water, so he also has a couple of spare giant boilers, just in case. These machines are so powerful, the forces at work so huge, that if Dan or his team flicked the wrong switch, they'd have the world's first steam-powered spacecraft.
If we see one thing that's not right, we shut it down. If one of these safeties should go, we could physically blow this boiler right through the building, and this thing could become a rocket ship if it was to blow up.
But these boilers are buried deep in the basement, 130 meters below Julia's penthouse suite. So before she can hit the shower, Julia's hot water has a mountain to climb. These 4 200-horsepower pumps pressurize the water to 210 psi. That's 14 times atmospheric pressure. And they pump over 22,000 liters an hour to every extremity of the building. This facility is like a giant mechanical heart. It's constantly circulating hot water throughout the hotel. So the water in the pipes never gets cold. And no matter how many fellow guests turn the taps, Julia's shower is piping hot. But synchronized showers is only the first headache. The next problem is these annoying guests all seem to want their breakfast at the same time. As if to show off, the Mohegan Sun Hotel contains no fewer than 30 restaurants offering all kinds of food. But to store enough food to feed guests and workers demands a huge 4,000 square meter warehouse. This industrial-scale facility chews through a staggering 30 massive lorry loads of food every day. Every morning, these giant mouths in the walls swallow 3,500 dinner rolls, 4,000 litres of cola, 340 kilos of turkey breast, and 250 pots of cream cheese. It takes a very special chef to run one of the biggest kitchens on the planet. And this is him, Michael Luboff. It's his job to order the food. His problem is he can't see into the future. There are hundreds of meals for the guests to choose from, but which ones will they go for?
These are mussels. Go through about 100 bags a day in the buffet.
So Michael checks the computer records of the day's servings. And if it looks like the Italian restaurant is running low on risotto rice, he orders another 40 kilos to be sent up. So when another customer craves it...
Boy, this swordfish risotto and rice looks good. I think I'm going to have that.
all the kitchens have to do is cook the risotto to perfection. And serve.
Thank you so much.
As guests tuck into lunch, the temperature outside is rising, and before long, 2,000 people are reaching for their air conditioning. The aircon requires 100,000 litres of cool water per minute, running through 2 kilometres of pipes. The water's cool to start, but by the time it comes out, it's hot enough to do your laundry. To cool it down again, it's run past a giant 4-metre wide fan, which sucks the heat out, and the water flows back into the system. "11 a.m. Out at reception, a new guest is arriving who wants to check in early.
Good morning. Good morning. Checking in? I am.
But the trouble is, there's only one room available, Julia's. And she's been hitting the orange juice hard.
What's the last name?
It's Carmen.
It looks like we do not have a room available at this time. So what I can do is give you a pager. The pager will let you know.
So Kelly is given a pager that'll buzz when her room's ready.
Thank you.
And front desk puts out an urgent call for housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
The housekeepers swing into action. And as soon as they're done, they press a button outside each room, which sends a signal to a central computer to let front desk know it's been cleaned. And Kelly gets the message that it's ready. So now she too can relax, take a shower, spill some orange juice, and order some of that risotto from room service.
Okay, so nakita nyo yung isang example kung paano pag sa malaking operation ng hotel na siya. So nakita nyo very synchronized sila. Okay? Mahirap kasi yung paiba-iba. Okay? So for your activities, 5 points each. How do facilities contribute to profitability of the hospitality business? Baguio, the summer capital of the Philippines, expected to have lots of visitors and tourists from other countries. Hence, it is a peak season for hotels and other lodging establishments. So these are the questions. Now, a hotel manager in a small suburban hotel purchased a unit of air conditioning with no brand because he is tight on budget. After a month, the guest complains that the AC is not working. Does the hotel manage the decision in purchasing the cheaper unit of air conditioning worth the price, and why? So yung sinasabi ko sa explanation. So 4 and 5. So at least answer 4 questions, para makakuha ng 20 points. So nasa inyo kung saan kayo mas gusto nyo sagutan, 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 3, 4, and 5. So nasa inyo. So 4 questions, okay? So thank you for watching. Have a good day, and thank you.